Hello, welcome to the instructional video for week 25. Let's go over your objectives for this week. This week, in the language objective, we have can describe what they're thinking about. Now, some children have absolutely no problem telling you what's on their mind, but some children need a little bit of extra help learning how to express what's going on in their very active minds verbally. So a few activities that you can do to work on this week with your child. One of them is asking them to describe a nice dream that they've had. Tell you about the dream, maybe a picture that they've drawn. You can ask them to tell you in detail what's going on in the picture and sort of narrate that for you. After reading a book, you can ask your child what their favorite part is or what their favorite character is and why. Prompt them sort of open-ended questions. Prompt them for more detail, more of their personal opinion. That really gets those thoughts and those opinions and feelings from their mind out into words. When you can help your child, when the situation calls for it, help them to express when they don't know something or don't remember something. Next time your child can't find their shoes, I mean, how many of us have encountered this problem, right? So before you tell your child where to go and look for the shoes or where you happen to know that the shoes are, prompt your child to say, oh, I don't remember, or I don't know. Help them to verbalize that when that is appropriate to the situation. You can also, next time they're doing a project, again, sort of back to the creating a drawing thing, if they're doing an art project or if they're creating a Lego creation, ask them to share more about it. Well, what are you going to do next? Or why did you choose that particular color? And prompt them for more of an explanation. Again, open-ended questions and help to get those feelings and opinions out of their head and into words. We do not have a new cognitive objective for this week. So this is an opportunity to go back through the course. We've given you many cognitive objectives and activities for them. So you can go revisit some favorite ones, work on some ones that need a little bit more attention, do some activities that you didn't get time for before. You can use that opportunity this week. For a literacy objective, we're all the way to the letter Y, almost completely done with the alphabet. And as we know, Y is a consonant and sometimes, tricky Y, sometimes can be a vowel. Here we're only focusing on the consonant sound. So don't worry about Y being a vowel just yet, or the vowel sounds of Y, which happen to be the same as the letter I. Just focus on Y and its consonant sound, which is Y like yellow. And of course, identifying upper and lowercase y's. For math, continued from last week, we have knowing how to read the hour on an analog clock, so you can continue to practice that. Being familiar with basic tools of measuring time. So here you're going to go over, just give your child some experience using and noticing the different tools that you use to measure time. So we have a variety of different types of clocks. You might have an analog clock in your home and a digital one. You might have an alarm clock, a clock on your stove, your microwave. You might have even, your thermometer or your thermostat on the wall might have a clock, your stopwatch or timer on your phone. Have them help you set a timer to time when dinner is going to be ready, or use a stopwatch to measure how fast they run across the field. And then think about other ways of measuring time as well, your calendar, your planner, whether it's digital or paper. Just help them to be familiar with the different ways that we use to measure time and the reasons why we do so, how that's helpful to us in our daily lives. Counting dimes. So if your child has already tackled counting by tens to 100, now they can incorporate dimes with that and learning that the value of a dime is 10 cents or 10 pennies, and they can use the dimes as a physical representation of counting to 100 by tens. For fine motor objectives, we have 1 pincer grasp activity, 1 gross cylindrical grasp activity, 1 spherical grasp activity, and 1 bilateral hand coordination activity this week. And then for social emotional objectives, we only have 1 for you this week that comes under the category of relationship skills, which is recognizing when another person needs help. So, or a pet, or even a plant. How do you recognize when something that's living could use our assistance? So you could, help grandma, help a neighbor. You could prompt your child to help another child on the playground if you see that they're having difficulty doing something. And then we have our project for this week. And I know I've probably said this so many times, but I really mean it this time, that this is one of my all-time favorite projects to do with my kids. We've done it so many times. We do it when they're little, we do it when they're big. I love this project still. And it's making oobleck. Oobleck is a funny name for a very simple concoction made of cornstarch and water. So we give you the directions, tell you what to look for, tell you how to incorporate science concepts into this. This is really all about teaching your child the difference between solids and liquids. So it's a science lesson on that, but it is so much fun. And this substance that you're going to make is fascinating. I highly suggest you do this project outside, or at least in like the kitchen, somewhere without carpet. This one can be a huge mess, but it is so, so worth it. Huge fun and it's more than just one of those messy craft things that's called a science experiment. There's a lot of science to be gained, even for very young children, from doing this. And we give you the information to talk to them about what's going on scientifically so that they'll get that information from this project too. It's definitely a memorable one, and I hope you love it. So we're almost done with the course, but I will see you back next week for week 26.